Good morning. It's raining today, but I found this nice umbrella. I found this umbrella in a free pile. I walk around a lot. I find a lot of free stuff. Around here in my neighborhood, many people like to share things. They put stuff in piles or in boxes, and they write free on it. It helps people like myself who don't have a lot of money. And it saves the land from being overwhelmed by garbage. What is garbage to one person is a gift to another. So I just think that's a wonderful practice, and I just wanted to mention that real quick. Because now, here I am benefiting by the shelter of this umbrella. It reminds me also of the Vimalakirti Sutra. In the beginning, all these youths are walking to the Buddha, and they're all carrying umbrellas, or parasols. And then when they get there, the Buddha takes all their umbrellas and unites them into one giant umbrella, covering the whole universe. The whole universe is reflected in the umbrella. It's a beautiful image. But now I'm gonna read from The Art of Living, where Tyer addresses, is there reincarnation? In the beginning of this book, he touches on many ideas around this topic. Like, what is a living being? What is the life force? And what else was it? How old will I be in heaven? Questions like this. Many people are interested in this question. It's important to people. It is an emotional question. No audio? Can you hear me, Akala? Okay. Well, maybe you have me muted. Gabri. Maybe, I don't know. Other people can hear me? So I guess I'll keep going. Yeah. Sorry you can't hear me. I guess you can't even hear me say sorry about that. Okay. Moving on. Gonna read. This is a potent reading. It's only a couple pages. And then I'm gonna jump back and I'm gonna address some of the things he talks about earlier. Okay, good. And then we can sit and breathe together. Many of us are resistant to the idea that one day we will die. At the same time, we want to know what happens when we die. Some of us believe we will go to heaven and live happily there. For others, it seems life is too short and we want another chance to do better next time around. In this case, the idea of reincarnation seems very appealing. We may hope that the people who have committed acts of violence will be brought to justice in the next life and be made to pay for their crimes. Or perhaps we're afraid of nothingness, of oblivion, of not existing anymore. And so, when our body starts to age and disintegrate, it's tempting to think we might have the opportunity to start again in a young and healthy body, like discarding worn-out clothes. The idea of reincarnation suggests there is a separate soul, self, or spirit that somehow leaves the body at death, flies away, and then reincarnates in another body. It's as though the body is some kind of house for the mind, soul, or spirit. This implies that the mind and body can be separated from each other, and that, although the body is impermanent, the mind and spirit are somehow permanent. But neither of these is in accord with the deepest teachings of Buddhism. It's interesting. I'm going to read and I'm not going to argue, but I do disagree with Ty's interpretation of this deepest Buddhist teaching. It's okay. We can disagree. We can disagree with each other. We can disagree with Ty. It's okay. We can speak of two kinds of Buddhism: popular Buddhism and deep Buddhism. Different audiences need different kinds of teachings, so the teachings should always be adapted in order to be appropriate to the audience. This is why there are thousands of different points of entry into the teaching, many Dharma doors, enabling many kinds of people to benefit and experience transformation and relief from their suffering. In popular Buddhist culture, it is said that there are countless hell realms that we can fall into after dying. Many temples display vivid illustrations of what can happen to us in the hell realms. For example, if we lie in this lifetime, our tongue will be cut out in the next. This is a kind of skillful means to motivate people to live their lives in a more ethical way. This approach may help some people, but it may not help others. Although these teachings are not in accord with the ultimate truth, many people benefit from them. Nevertheless, with compassion, skill, and understanding, we may be able to help one another gradually release our current views and deepen our understanding. If we want to open up to a new way of looking at life and death and what happens after death, we need to let go of our present views in order to allow a deeper understanding to emerge. If we want to climb a ladder, we have to let go of one rung to reach the next. If we cling to the views we presently hold, we cannot progress. In the beginning, I had certain ideas about mindfulness, meditation, and Buddhism. After 10 years of practice, I had a much better understanding. Then, after 40 or 50 years, my insight and understanding had become even deeper. We are all on a path. We are all making progress. And along the way, we need to be ready to abandon our current view so we can be open to a new, better, and deeper view. One which brings us closer to the truth. One which is more helpful for transforming our suffering and cultivating happiness. Whatever views we hold, we should be careful not to get caught up in thinking that our view is the best, and that only we have the truth. The spirit of Buddhism is very tolerant. We should always keep our hearts open to the people who have different views or beliefs. Practicing openness and non-attachment to views is fundamental in Buddhism. That is why, even though there are dozens of different schools of Buddhism, Buddhists have never waged a holy war against each other. So yeah, we're tolerant of different views. Buddhism isn't about views. So we recognize that people will have different views. I look at the early teachings and I see clearly that the Buddha taught that there is this conventional self that takes on many forms over many lifetimes. And I don't think that is in conflict with the teachings on anatman. It's a conventionally existing self. It's like a dream body. It's like a person can have many dreams over the course of their lifetime. Conventionally, they have this self. But ultimately, the truth of that self, it's not what we think it is. Yeah, but here it is. We're talking, or I'm talking to you. On the surface, I exist, and you exist. Although deeply, in ultimate truth, we aren't selves. We aren't partitioned. We aren't separate. We're creating each other. It's like this wild, giant dream. But, yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. Nothing is lost. There are those who believe that an eternal self continues to exist after the body disintegrates. We could call this belief a kind of eternalism. Although this conventional self could continue to exist after a body disintegrates and still not be eternalism, because we could still recognize that eventually, when the being comes to their own Buddhahood, when they see the truth, that self will no longer take rebirth. So it's not exactly eternalism. It is within the context of samsara, there is continuation. Although ultimately that self does not exist, it's not eternalism. And then others believe that after death, there is nothing. This is a kind of nihilism. We need to avoid both these extremes. The insight of impermanence and interbeing tells us there cannot be an eternal, separate self. From moment to moment, this conventional self is changing. From day to day, it's changing. Month to month, year to year, lifetime to lifetime, always changing. We are already trillions of cells. We are a community. We are ourselves a sangha of cells. There isn't much that stays the same already from moment to moment. Ooh, now it's raining. Pretty good. This means it's time to stop reading. I'm gonna listen to the sound of the rain and breathe. I invite you to breathe as well. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Wonderful. It's good sound. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Breathing in, I hear the sound of the rain on the umbrella. Breathing out, I know it's a good sound. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. Breathing in, I see myself as a flower. Breathing out, I feel fresh. Flower. fresh, flower, fresh, flower, fresh, breathing in, I see myself as a mountain. Breathing out, I feel solid. Mountain. Solid. Mountain. Stable. Mountain. Stable. Breathing in, I see myself as indivisible, wide open space. Breathing out, I feel open. Space. Open. Space. Open. Space. Open. Breathing in, I see myself as light. Breathing out, I feel bright. Light. Bright. Light. Bright. Light. Bright. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know I am breathing out. And I repeat. I don't know. I don't know about gremlins. pure land. Present moment. Present moment. Wonderful moment. Breathing in, I notice the rain. Breathing out, I see that it's a part of a huge, infinite loop. Rain. Water cycle. Rain. Giving life. Well, I'm gonna get soaked eventually. I better get out of here. Thank you for joining me. It is fun sitting today. I like this rain situation. It's not too cold, so it's tolerable. But I don't want to ruin my tablet or get too wet. Thank you for joining me. If you have questions, feel free to leave a comment. You could message me if you want. Or, yeah. I'll be around. Love you too. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.